Yeah, and it's fascinating because many people call it the early Keynesian era, said markets will fail, therefore government can fix it.
Yeah.
Well, the fact that markets fail doesn't mean the government will fix it right.
Right.
And people like George Stigler from Chicago
Right.
came up with theories of regulatory capture.
Right. Right.
But we kind of live in this middle zone where despondency about inevitable capture
Right.
or romance
Right.
that government will fix it
Right.
are two polar extremes.
You know, you've hit on something which I think is fascinating. The left and the right have the same diagnosis of the problem. It's, you know, government is captured by big business. Stigler said that, Marx said that.
That's right. That's
Now,
right.
Marx said, get rid of big business. Stigler said, get rid of government.
That's right.
In practice, you can't get rid of either. Right. You need them to work together. But you need them to work in such a way that you delineate their
incentives are aligned for social good.
Exactly. And this is where it becomes tough. This is where the slogans stop working,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I think we're here. And, you know, to some extent, I think this period ahead is one of great interest because the slogans, people have got tired of slogans. They know the answer is not in unbridled free markets. There is a role for regulation. There is a role for tempering private incentives, especially when private incentives themselves can get distorted. At the same time, the government hasn't been the answer. In fact, it has complicated things, both before the crisis and after the crisis.
And after the bank bailouts, people's trust in the government is diminished.
Exactly.
They actually believe Ronald Reagan, the government is the problem, not the solution.
Right. So you don't believe in the markets because they failed big time. You don't believe in the government, that failed big time. What are you left with? Well, you could could go small. This is, I hate big organizations. And I just want this dreamland of the entrepreneur
The
unbridled by
agrarian economy restored.
And I think we see some of that emerging in the discussion. The utopian sort of frontier entrepreneur unbridled by organizations of any kind, the banks of the East or the government out there. But I think that's utopia. But we have to deal with this sort of anti-elite, anti-capture sentiment. But I think the solution has to be how do we make them work together in such a way that the government doesn't get exploited by the private sector.